morning, everyone, and welcome to Check It Out, the library talk show that lets you know what's happening in and around the Bethel Park Public Library. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh, and it's March, and happy spring to everybody.
Spring is right around the corner.
I'm very excited for it. I can't wait to be outside.
I think we all are. Yeah.
It's been a long winter. So we have a few really interesting classes for adults this month. We have a 3D printer and Tinkercad class on Thursday, March 13th at 6:30 p.m. In this class, we'll introduce you to the skills that you need to make your own 3D printed design using Tinkercad, which is a fun browser-based 3D modeling program that anyone can learn. We do ask that you register for this class because we can only take a few to gather around our 3D printer. Beyond borrowing, maximize your library card on Tuesday, March 18th at 1 in the afternoon. You'll learn about a variety of databases and online courses that are available to you free with your library card, including Consumer Reports and the newly added Financial Fit, which I know you and I discuss our financial illiteracy.
Yes.
So Financial Fit was created by educational and financial experts with over 80 years of combined experience helping people with diverse financial goals navigate complex topics. So
I didn't even know we had that.
It's new.
And this is going to be
This
is going to be a great class. I don't know who's teaching it.
I don't know if it's Rob or if it's Katie or if it's Kaylee.
I just tell people there's so many databases out there that people just don't know about.
Yeah.
So they just need to come and learn about them.
Yeah.
And
you
so
can
they can start
access
taking
them
advantage
at home, or anywhere. And they're short, they're video, they have lessons, and they're short videos that help. I think this will be good to use with teens as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I know we didn't learn that stuff.
No, and I wish we had.
Yeah, I mean, I learned how to balance a checkbook, but nobody even uses a check
that
register anymore. All right, we have Sound Bath, a live music event on Wednesday, March 19th at 6:30. So Sound Bath is a live music experience that blends the tones of instruments like the singing bowls.
I just heard about these. There's a place in Castle Shannon that I've been wanting to try out. So yes, tell me more about
Singing bowls, chimes, and drums. So participants are invited to unwind and de-stress and experience the soothing power of sound vibrations in a calming atmosphere.
So I talked to somebody who absolutely loved it, and I talked to one of our patrons who just didn't care for the experience at all. It was like a girls' night out. She's glad she gave it a try, but it just wasn't her thing. So I'm intrigued by it. I would give it a try.
As I said, come learn free at the library.
Yeah, absolutely.
Life on Other Planets, Aliens and UFO Disclosure. Before anybody says anything, these are very popular programs. It doesn't mean that we're saying that there are alien life forms. But this is Saturday, March 22nd at 2 p.m. It will be packed, so register early. This upcoming panel event will discuss life on other planets, aliens, and UFO disclosures. It will also include a discussion on the advancement of the artificial intelligence era, including drone technology. I'm sure you've seen those.
Ooh, yeah.
They've had a lot of videos of unusual drones.
Yes.
Like over New Jersey, I think it was, and people were wondering, are they government drones? Are they personal drones? Are they otherworldly drones?
UFOs,
Right. And then a new interesting club that we have is True Crime Club.
Say that 3 times
I
fast.
cannot. They will be meeting Thursday, April 3rd at 6:30 in the evening. So whether you're a seasoned detective at heart or new to true crime, this club offers a space to explore this genre. So you can join fellow enthusiasts to discuss gripping books, documentaries, podcasts, and case studies on unsolved mysteries, and also delve into criminal psychology. So there's a lot of people.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Rachel really likes true crime.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching some of the Dateline.
Yeah, it scares me. I get all,
Yeah.
weirded out by some of it.
So not your favorite genre.
Not my favorite genre, no.
Yeah. Well, today I wanted to introduce some dystopian classics, speaking of genres, given our anxious climate.
Yes, it's a good way to put it. Mm-hmm.
I thought we could revisit some dystopian novels, so take a look at this. A dystopian novel is a work of fiction that depicts a society in decline,
where life is oppressive, terrifying, or miserable. Dystopian novels explore the potential pitfalls of current trends and warn readers of the consequences of unchecked social, political, or environmental issues. Here's a list of key dystopian novels that provide thought provoking insights into the challenges and anxieties on the minds of many Americans today. Most you have probably read, but now's the time to read them again. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, originally published in 1985. In Margaret Atwood's dystopian future, environmental disasters and declining birth rates have led to a second American Civil War. The result is the rise of the Republic of Gilead, a totalitarian regime that enforces rigid social roles and enslaves the few remaining fertile women. Offred is one of these women, a handmaid bound to produce children for one of Gilead's commanders. Deprived of her husband, her child, her freedom, and even her own name, Offred clings to her memories and her will to survive. At once a scathing satire and ominous warning, The Handmaid's Tale is a modern classic that reflects contemporary concerns about gender equality and reproductive rights. 1984 by George Orwell, originally published in 1949. This novel focuses on Winston Smith, who works for the Ministry of Truth, a branch of the government responsible for the dissemination of information. Each day begins for all citizens with a 2-minute hate session, which promotes fear and paranoia to ensure that people follow the wishes of Big Brother. In this world, children act as spies on parents, party members work for terrible food and housing, and all individuality is washed away under the constant, ever-present gaze of Big Brother. Smith toes the party line, rewriting history to satisfy the demands of the Ministry of Truth. With each lie he writes, Winston grows to hate the party that seeks power for its own sake and persecutes those who dare to commit thought crimes. But as he starts to think for himself, Winston can't escape the fact that Big Brother is always watching. Orwell's classic delves into a world of surveillance, propaganda, and authoritarianism, echoing modern debates about privacy, misinformation, and government control. Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, originally published in 1953. Guy Montag is a fireman. His job is to destroy the most illegal of commodities, the printed book, along with the houses in which they are hidden. Montag never questions the destruction and ruin his actions produce, returning each day to his bland life. But when he meets an eccentric young neighbor, Clarice, who introduces him to a past where people didn't live in fear and to a present where one sees the world through the ideas in books instead of the mindless chatter of television, Montag begins to question everything he has ever known. Set in a future where books are banned and critical thinking is discouraged, this novel highlights issues related to censorship, freedom of expression, and the impact of technology on society. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Brave New World is a vision of an unequal, technologically advanced future where humans are genetically bred, socially indoctrinated, and pharmaceutically anesthetized to passively uphold an authoritarian ruling order, all at the cost of their freedom and humanity. Written in the shadow of the rise of fascism during the 1930s, Brave New World likewise speaks to a 21st century world dominated by mass entertainment, technology, medicine and pharmaceuticals, the art of persuasion, and the hidden influence of elites. Huxley's vision of a technologically advanced but emotionally barren society raises questions about consumerism, genetic engineering, and the loss of individuality. And The Hunger Games, written by Susan Collins, published in 2008. The Hunger Games universe is a dystopia set in a North American country consisting of the wealthy capital and 13 districts in varying states of poverty. The capital embodies oppression and thrives in decadence, lavishly rich and technologically advanced, but the districts toil in deprivation, being in varying states of poverty. As punishment for a past rebellion against the capital, one boy and one girl from each of the districts are selected by lottery to compete in an annual pageant called the Hunger Games. The games are a televised event in which the participants are forced to fight to the death in a dangerous public arena. The lone victor in their home district are then rewarded with food, supplies, and riches. The purpose of the Hunger Games are to provide entertainment for the capital and to remind the districts of the capital's power and its lack of remorse or forgiveness for the failed rebellion of the competitors' ancestors. These televised games are used to control and distract the populace, reflecting concerns about media manipulation and social inequality. As you can see from this short list, the dystopian genre is vast, covering a wide swath of societal ills. The power of dystopian novels lies in their ability to shine a light on our society as it is and present a vision of horrific futures we should strive to avoid. So come on in and check out one today.
So,
some great books in that genre. Hunger Games is and probably always will be one of my favorites. Just it's an all-time fave. And I also liked the movies, right?
I was going to say, most of these, or all of the ones that I have talked about today have
are also
made into movies.
Yeah.
So
I liked them equally as well, both the books and the movies. And you read them all.
I read them all. Yeah, I'm going to reread because some of them I had to read for high school or college, and you have a totally different perspective at 50-something than you do when you're 20.
Sure. Oh, I meant you read all three of the Hunger Games books. So you read all of the five that are on there.
All of the
yeah,
five
see, I haven't. I should put those on my list.
Oh, you have to read Handmaid's too.
Well, that one I read, yeah.
Okay. And then just a few other things I want to tell you about. March is Women's History Month, and the library is hosting its second annual period product drive. So you can, during the month of March, bring in period products, and we donate them to SHIM for their clients. And really, in conjunction with that, the Allegheny County Library Association was awarded a $25,000 grant from the Jefferson Regional Foundation to offer free period products in the 10 public libraries that are in the Jefferson regional footprint, and Bethel Park is one of them. We'll each have a wall-mounted dispenser in each of our restrooms. So we have 2 restrooms up in the library, so they'll each have a dispenser. We have offered free period products in the library for almost 2 years. Mm-hmm. And so now we will have these wall-mounted dispensers for the product. Aunt Flo it's an Aunt Flo dispenser is what they call it. So Aunt Flo was founded, the company was founded by a young woman who their motto kind of is, toilet paper's free in the bathroom, why aren't period products? It's the right thing to do. So it's exploding. It's exploding into, they're in restaurants, they're in colleges, they're in high schools. So now they will be in the public library. So that is that. Happy spring, new growth.
I know, it's a time of renewal and yes, birth and all those good things. In fact, that's why I brought some of these books on display today. Maybe I can start with those. But these are brand new picture books. They're actually all contenders for the Carolyn Field Award.
Oh, wonderful.
So I think we talked about this on the last show, maybe briefly, but I'm honored to sit on that committee. I'm also a bit overwhelmed because I can't tell you how many books are being delivered to my doorstep every day.
Oh, that's so fun, though.
So I love it, but it's a pretty big task. They can be picture books, they can be graphic novels, they can be middle grade chapter books, they can be young adult books. So I have a lot of reading to do. But these 3 picture books are all on the list, and I just think they're all wonderful. And they kind of, just go along with this spring season. So, this first one up here is Before a Seed. So it talks about, and I love the illustrations in this book as well, but how seeds are pollinated, right? So before it becomes a flower, the plant, before it even becomes a seed, like how does it grow? How do those seeds travel? So it's a book about pollination, which I think just the way that it's written, it's very simple and easy for kids to understand. And then, like I said, the illustrations are beautiful. So that's a wonderful book that, like I said, just got delivered, but it will be in our collection soon because it will be cataloged. This one is called Leafy Landmarks, Travel with Trees.
Okay.
And so now, that the weather is getting nicer, we'll be spending more time outside. Before you know it, vacation season will be here. So oftentimes people will be taking trips. And I think it's wonderful when we can incorporate our vacations, when we can make them somewhat educational, right? When we visit national landmarks or historic sites. And so this book journeys through, I think it's 14 different historic tree sites.
Oh.
So they talk about like trees that have traveled to the moon. Well, when they were seeds, they're called moon trees.
Okay.
Okay. There is one, talks about the redwood forest, of course, and just the tall. Here's one, lofty titans. This is from the redwood forest, of course, in California. I'll read the little fun fact and then I'll read the poem. But coast redwoods, the tallest trees on earth, loom like lofty giants. Historically, they grew along the coast from Big Sur, California to southern Oregon. Today, only about 5% remain due to a century of heavy logging.
Oh, that's a shame.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
I know. Conservation efforts from local indigenous tribes, gardening groups, nonprofit organizations, government agencies, and countless individuals saved these remarkable trees. So there's 14 different sites, like I said, but each one has a poem that goes along with it. So this one is called Lofty Titans. Crowns in the clouds, these lofty titans tower above their arbor friends, some taller than Lady Liberty. They extend over 300 feet from knobby toes to leafy heads. Good thing they never have to stoop to unknot tangled shoelace roots.
I like that, knobby toes. I
know,
like that imagery.
with leafy heads, yeah. When I traveled to Seattle, I told you we went to 2 national parks, and it was amazing just to be surrounded by all of these trees, right? Just surrounded by nature. It was just beautiful out there and so serene. But when you're in a rainforest like that, right? You're like, look, you don't realize how tall these trees are. It's really something. And then Grown with Love is another beautiful story that is full of imagination, and it's just very heartwarming. So this is a little boy who has green thumb. He loves to grow his plants, but his plants are special because they not only look beautiful, but they help people. So his one neighbor, her dog is always running away. So he creates a plant that, you know, extends its branches and surrounds the yard so that the dog can't escape. So he's very imaginative. Yeah. So he's not only like good with plants, but he's a plant grafter, right? So he creates plants specifically for different things. There's the mailman has to deliver the mail, rain or shine, right? So he creates a plant that will keep the mailman dry no matter what. It's like a flower umbrella, right? But then there's this one neighbor who he just can't help. All the plants die. It's like his green thumb doesn't work. It's Mrs. Croftbottom, I think her name is. And so then he discovers, after spending some time with Mrs. Croftbottom, what the problem really is. And it's such a sweet, sweet story. Like I said, very heartwarming, grown with love. And we need more love in this world, don't we?
Absolutely.
So yeah, so I just fell in love with that book. So those are just kind of 3 books I wanted to highlight that will be in our collection soon. So come on in and check them out. Our spring programs are starting up again. We've had so much fun at Baby Jam, but now it's time to get our other 4 story times rolling. We'll get back in the groove with those. Toddler Tuesdays at 10 or 11 a.m. Mother Goose on the Loose, infant to 3-year-old, okay, kind of spans the ages there. Babies and toddlers are welcome. It's a very interactive, highly participatory story time. So oftentimes when you think of bringing a baby to the library, and there are lap sit story times that are a little more calm, but oftentimes people think that it's just that, right? Like the baby has to stay on your lap, and that's really an unfair expectation. I tell parents that all the time. And I always tell parents too, if they are having a moment, that it's okay to leave the room. You're not going to disturb me. No. Take a moment with your child, and then feel free to come back in once your child calms down. It's natural. It happens, and we don't mind. Preschool Power for 3 to 5-year-olds. This is helping to get your child ready for kindergarten. It's a little more structured. We focus on a letter of the alphabet each week. So we're picking it up with the letter Q, and we're going to finish our alphabet by the end of spring, by the end of April. And then we are trying something new called Thursday Afternoon Playdates. This, again, is for your preschooler, ages 3 to 5. Join us for fun stories, silly songs, and then free play. We're just going to get out some of our toys. Yes, we always have toys out in our family place area, but we'll pull out some of the other toys so that you can kind of have some free play time after listening to a few stories. We had a request for more afternoon programs.
Understood.
Right? All of our story times are held in the morning. So we're trying to accommodate that with Thursday Afternoon Playdates. And then on March 17th, we have Gross Motor Art. Ms. Dawn has been busy planning for this. It's going to combine art with physical movement to help children develop their gross motor skills while having lots of messy fun creating art. So that's all for our birth through preschool friends. For our elementary friends, we have Can You Survive the Library? So those Can You Survive books are so extremely popular. So we're going to read one of those books and then do a related STEM-based activity afterwards. So they're like the choose your own adventure style. And it'll cover historical events like the Johnstown flood, the Titanic, and the Great San Francisco earthquake.
I can just say I would not survive any of these things. I have
Yes, you would.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe I could swim. That's about it. Yeah, I would be the worst prisoner or natural disaster person. I don't know that I would. I know I would make it.
So exciting to think about. The kids just really get into these books. They are great, and you learn so much about these historical events. So it's aimed for, or it's geared for children in grades 3 through 6, and you need to register. So please register soon. It actually opened on February 15th, so registration is ongoing. I know there are still some spots available though. Chess Club is picking back up. It'll be Thursdays this season at 6 p.m. We are lucky enough to have Mr. DuPrampero from the high school teach these classes. He knows the game. He's been playing for years, and he knows how to teach the game. He's a very good teacher, and he's so patient with the kids, and the kids just love him. So whether you are a beginner or you're an experienced chess player, please consider joining our chess club. I know it fills up quickly, but I think there are a couple spots left. If not, please get on the wait list because we do have some cancellations, and we always reach out if a spot opens up. International Women's Day Story Time is on Saturday, March 8th, so that's coming up. But we're going to celebrate International Women's Day with some stories and some crafts. Miss Nicole is heading that one up.
She's very excited about this.
She is very excited, so I hope we get a good response. I hope we get a little crowd going for her. I think there was about 5 on the list so far, but room for plenty more. So grades K through 3, boys and girls, welcome. I'm just going to learn about a lot of different historical women and what they did.
Including Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Dolly Parton is in there. She was having trouble deciding. I mean, there's so many great, women to highlight. But yeah, Dolly Parton was one of her final choices.
Yes, and Rachel approved.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she was a Dolly Parton fan.
She says Dolly is an angel on earth and we don't deserve her.
Oh, I never knew that about Rachel.
Not just because of her musical abilities, but all the things that she does with early literacy and other
she is
charities.
a champion for early literacy. I love the Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers song.
Islands in
the Stream. Yeah, I love that song.
We'll have to go karaoke.
I don't karaoke, Christine. That is all you. Lunch and Learn also starts on Saturday, March 8th, but then it will also occur in April and May as well. So each month we're going to have a different guest speaker who will teach you about a different topic, an expert in their field. So they'll just kind of talk for about 20 minutes, sometimes have like an activity for you to do. And then the last 10 or 20 minutes of class will be a Q&A. So, you'll have a chance to ask questions of this person. So I don't know if I should keep it a surprise or if I should give it away. But if you are wanting to know, I just encourage you to call like that week before and we'll tell you who the guest is.
Okay.
Or do you want me just to tell you?
No, you don't have to.
Well, I wasn't sure who the March guest was going to be because I had a couple people lined up. That has been, I think, decided upon. April, I will say we're having an author, but she's bringing, we kind of got away from author visits because there's so many local authors and there wasn't any way we can accommodate all of them. Yeah. But this author has been here and she's going to come back and she's bringing her daughter who is a veterinarian. And she's a veterinarian for horses. She's a horse vet. And I think there's a particular name for that and it's escaping me at the moment.
I don't know.
If you're just
Equine.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that would be.
So she's going to talk about what it's like to take care of horses. And what the schooling was like. You have to go to school for a very long time to be a veterinarian. But she studied abroad and so has some really cool experiences and some really neat stories to share about caring for horses. And then our last one in May, the Lunch and Learn, is going to be Howard Mincone, who is this great entertainer. We've had him here before. He's a funny guy. He juggles and does all sorts of tricks and things. But he also just recently became a beekeeper. He raises bees or whatever, and it's going to be talking about honey. how they produce honey, the benefits of honey. Yeah, so that'll
and how
be
to attract bees, I'm sure.
how to attract. Yeah,
I just learned about like in the summer when they're hot, they can't like go to a puddle, whatever.
Yeah.
So you put like marbles into a tray and then fill that with water so they can land on the marbles and then get little drinks of water.
Oh, where did you learn that? You read that somewhere?
Somewhere online.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget how he started with this beekeeping, but he's made it a business and he loves educating people about it. So this is kind of like another thing that he does. So we're happy to invite him back. That's our Lunch and Learn for May. And that's really all ages, K through 6. Okay, but you bring it's at noon, so you bring a bagged lunch, and then you listen to these guest speakers.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And then for all ages too, we have our upcoming fundraiser. We've been doing it for quite a while now. It is time for our annual American Girl Tea Party. We raffle off the 2025, we always raffle off the doll of the year. This year, the 2025 doll of the year is Summer McKinney.
Nice.
So there's always, each doll is unique in its own way. Summer is a little entrepreneur. She loves dogs, so she started her own little dog walking business. She is also very crafty and she likes to bake. Her favorite color is rainbow and her favorite food is tacos. So we are making this year's tea party a taco tea party, complete with chips and queso and a full taco bar. So we hope you can join us. It is a fundraiser for the library, so tickets need to be purchased. You can purchase them at the library in person. They are 2 for $30, and then each additional family member is $10 a ticket. There will be raffle baskets and crafts and games, and it's just a wonderful time. So we do hope you can join us on Sunday, March 30th at 2 p.m. And then I don't want to forget our teens.
Yes, indeed.
Megan's been working hard getting these teens coming. We're trying to get some things to catch on. So we've been doing Teen Tuesdays for a while now. We are continuing that through the spring. So one Tuesday a month, you can come for just a special fun program. They vary. But in March, she's doing Boba Tea Lab. Do you like boba tea?
I do not. My husband Bill does.
Okay.
To me, it's like tapioca.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, because maybe you know this then. What is the difference between boba tea and bubble tea?
I don't think, to
Is
me,
there a
there
difference?
isn't a difference. But
Okay, because they're both very popular.
that is not a professional librarian's answer.
Okay. I didn't know if you would know. I wasn't
don't
sure.
know.
But Boba Tea Lab, you can come make boba tea and figure out how it's made and then enjoy a cup with your friends. So I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, that is cool.
This and that Thursdays, you can drop in any Thursday after school, 3 to 5. We always have something going on for you in the teen lounge, so come check it out. And you can stay, do your homework, hang out, play games, whatever. And then we are eliminating D&D. We're no longer going to offer Dungeons and Dragons, but we're offering a very similar role-playing game called Marvel Superheroes. So come check that out. That's going to begin this month as well. It's one Thursday a month. We always meet from about 5 to 7 p.m. So I know it's dinner time. We always say you can bring snacks. We often will provide snacks for you. Just make sure you have something to eat. You don't want to get hungry. You can't play on an empty stomach.
No. Yeah, definitely not.
But the first one is Thursday, March 20th. Okay, and that's for grades 7 and up. So yeah, that's what's going on. There's a lot.
The American Girl Tea Party made me think also too to let our viewers know that the Friends of the Library is hosting their annual designer bag bingo on Sunday, April 13th at the community center. So tickets are $25. They're available at the library, at EV Hardware, and also through Eventbrite online. So that does sell out. So if you want to go,
that's a fun fundraiser.
Yes.
And you can bring your own snacks, I believe.
You can bring your own snacks.
BYOB?
Yeah, they provide lemonade, tea, water. You can bring, your own charcuterie tray or whatever beverage you would like to drink.
It's a fun time.
Yes, that would be great.
So thanks for joining us, everyone. Happy spring again. As always, if you have any questions or comments on any of the things that we talked about on today's show, well, you know what to do. Go ahead and give us a call.
Visit our website.
Or better yet, stop in and see us in person. See you soon, everyone.